If you guys don't know, the fan-created design contest is available to be voted on between all the different characters from all the different roles, right? The breakers, all that fun stuff, as well as boss design. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to go in here, look at the boss designs, and haven't really looked at them before this. Downloaded the art so I could make this video, and we're gonna get into it. So the first one here we're gonna be looking at is I'm gonna butcher a lot of names in this video, guys. So prepare your keyboards. All right, let me know. But the first one's gonna be Osotho. I do believe. The great old ones are in the universe, much older than time, bore of unknown, and all ill-shapen things, of beings beyond comprehension. This is very, you know, Cthulhu-ish inspired. Obviously the art isn't, but that's some very old gods type stuff. So that sounds pretty cool. Colossal forms. This boss also looks awesome. It looks like, you know, an ancient evil form of, like, it reminds me of like Alexander plus Necron. That'd be pretty awesome to fight against this thing, and it's got a little bit of lore here made for the boss already. So this boss, I do like this. I would like to fight this in FFBE. Would be kind of cool to see what kind of mechanics. Looks like it'd be like a light-ish, maybe like light plus dark damage. He's missing an eye because he's so old out there, hanging out in the Foreververse or wherever this dude hangs out in. And it also says that there's cultists, so maybe, you know, there'd be cultist ads in this battle. So I could see this being a cool boss fight, this being added to the series bonus boss battles or whatever. Oh, Lovecraft inspired, as we see here. Yeah, Lovecraft's awesome. I like Lovecraft a lot. So nice work. This stuff does look pretty awesome here. I could see this being an FFBE, no problemo. Now the next one we're gonna be going in is the Corpse Lily, as we can see. The Corpse Lily, not a lot of information to go off of here, but it reminds me of like Antonola. There's been a couple of Final Fantasy monsters who have kind of gone on this sort of like half spider, or not half spider, half plant, half lady thing. Obviously status elements in this boss fight here. So the Corpse Lily, you know, I could see it. A status element trial reminds me of like Echidna, but we already kind of have Echidna and stuff like that. So Corpse Lily, that's the Corpse Lily. Moving on, we have the Ethereal One, the boss monster. So the Ethereal One here, the background, ethereal creature created by an ancient civilization as a weapon against their enemies. Reading through here, most boss trials are immune to status ailments. Raw damage and tank capabilities are the most important part of dealing with them. In addition, evoke damage is much less powerful compared to physical, hybrid, or magic damage. I try to combine these factors for a creation of a new boss, a self-learning entity that will retaliate on the party depending on how it's attacked, that can be affected by status elements that give an advantage to evokers. For the art represented the boss as a ghost to give a reason why it's immune to physical damage. Okay, so it's going to be immune to physical damage and non-elemental magic damage, but receives additional damage against Esper evocations and evoke damage. So that's unique. I like that take. The main problem with that so far is that Esper, it'd have to take a lot of bonus, like a crazy amount of bonus damage from at least Esper evocations, because Espers, in the grand scheme of things, don't really do that much damage. Taking bonus damage against evoke damage is going to make summoners really strong in here, because they have their own evoke damage in their own kits, right? And then the boss can be weak to evoke damage, which is a unique thing. I do like that. Just have to be kind of careful, like don't make him take like 500% more damage against evoke damage. He's gonna get one shot. The main gimmicks to the boss can be hit by any status element, has no resistances against them. You're gonna have to make it immune to petrify. Otherwise, you just petrify him and the fight's over. So he has to be immune to petrify minimum. But the rest of them aren't that bad, right? Sleep, paralyze, all that other stuff, totally fine. But I'm pretty sure that if you were able to petrify a boss, you would just automatically win the battle. Each status element only lasts one turn. That would be something that they'd have to recode, which is fine. But I guess you could eventually make it happen, possibly. I still think he has to be immune to petrify, because there's just a check that like it's petrify equals death, right? If everyone's petrified, the fight is literally over. That's cool though. The boss can hit by magic elemental attacks. If it's hit by an elemental magic attack at the start of the turn, the boss will increase his resist 300% to the element, debuff the party for that element, retaliate with strong AoE magic attack to that element. That sounds like you're just gonna get destroyed. That sounds like you're just dead. 300% resist buff, debuff the party to that element, hit him with that element right away. Oh my goodness. That sounds like you're going to get absolutely monstrously destroyed when that happens. The first time the party evokes Bahamut, that was a quote, gives himself indispellable immunity to all attacks for one turn, casts a spell on the party, and ends the turn. Okay. So that's a yeah. I was just gonna say before you even read it, an opportunity for the party to heal, reapply buffs and breaks, and just take a breather because it's gonna stop him from doing all damage that turn. So pretty cool. I like this design. Some stuff to flesh out like the petrify and stuff, but it is a unique designed aspect to a trial for the most part, where it kind of focuses on making you do a certain type of damage that's really not used too often. I know there's a lot of people out there that use summoners, but they do suffer. Reminds me like the Bloody Moon for summoners. It's like, you know, Bloody Moon was like, you can't use physical attacks. You have to use some kind of magic. This is like, you can't really use anything but evoke damage for the most part if you want to be doing huge damage. So Ethereal One, pretty cool design. I like it a lot. This one, I can't remember the name of. Jade Sismus, I do believe. So Jade Sismus looks like a little summoner, evoke type person. You can see like the girl in there. She's mad. She's got the angry eye. She's got the one angry eye staring at us real quick here, sitting in her summoning circle, summoning what I believe to be the Jade Sismus. Kismus. Someone's going to let me know down below how to pronounce that, hopefully. This could be a cool fight, right? If they both had an HP. Right, if they like both had an HP bar, kind of like Dark, you know, Dark Ifrit, Dark Shiva fight, something like that. But like you had to deal with the thing she's summoning before you deal with her. That'd be pretty cool. I could see that. Outside of that, you know, not a whole lot of how the boss is going to do anything, which I don't think you had to put into your submission for bosses anyway. They kind of want to figure it out themselves. But that would be really cool, right? If the battle didn't really end until you beat her, but in order to attack her, you had to defeat the Jade Sismus, but she would respawn him every once in a while, and you have to start going through it all over again. Kind of like effectively like solves the problem of I just one-shot the boss, yay, and you like kind of move on, because like she's gonna be immune, right, until he dies, and then you can damage her a little bit, possibly. Maybe she'll have HP threshold locks, which will respawn him in different forms. So that'd be pretty cool. I could see this as a trial fight in FFBE. Jade Sismus, pretty awesome there. This is the Judgment Dragon. AKA reminds me of Nargacuga right away, so that'd be kind of cool. Judgment Dragon, wasn't there a boss in FF10? Like Sanctuary Keeper, kind of reminds me of like if Sanctuary Keeper looked like Nargacuga. Not a whole lot to go off of for a mechanic strength thing that to talk about. Like like I said before, I don't think you had to provide mechanics, but it was something, you know, if you provided them that I would read. It sounds cool. I'm always interested in you know, player created mechanics and monsters and stuff. What this boss could do, I have no idea. It looks like it'd be Dark Element, maybe a Holy Element. Who knows? You know, the Dark and Holy Element, like the two big elements for bosses, they're here. So that's the Judgment Dragon. Maybe it'll shoot like dark energy at you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it would do. But that's Judgment Dragon. Pretty cool design. This one is Kyros the Underworld's Brawler. This guy looks ballin'. All right, he's got spell tags, binding ramps, and lion art, demon head. All right, let's look at his story. Depths of the Underworld, Kyros was born as a lesser demon, something monsters saw as a weak and worthless. Okay. Okay, therefore he was thrown into a barbaric arena to be pitted against other weaker fiends. The stronger demons would watch only see them as pieces of entertainment. Kyros was forced to fight and survive. He grew up in the arena learning only to kill. Growing stronger, became more notorious for his staggering amount of kills. He was unpredictable and quick to anger, leaving the arena with no one stopping. So he's a straight up brawler. He does have spell tags though. Is there anything in here about spell tags? Escaping the underworld to use chaos and death to come to surface. Blah blah blah. Killing people, more death, more death. He would continue to punch down the holy seals, burning away his hands, but he did not care. Okay, so he like some like Taoist monk like punch bricks for days thing to make himself stronger. Over here doing his guy impersonation, punching stuff, going in. So he looks like he's going to be a beefy brawler. Nothing about how he would do damage or anything like that. Obviously, be like physical damage for the most part. He'd probably have like, you know, stuff that would not be dodgeable, stuff that would be dodgeable. These spell tags and binding ramps aren't the lore from what I've seen, unless those are the holy seals that he punches to get stronger. Oh, the seals that could not handle it any longer and would break, releasing the furious demon from his storm. Okay, so I found it right there. He would come out bandaged by seals that kept him trapped for centuries. Some hovering. I missed this. I'm bad. All right, so the seal, so he would obviously have multiple phases, right? You would damage him, and then the seals would break, and then he'd get stronger, and then the seals would break. You know, he's going even further beyond. He's going Super Saiyan 5, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan 4. So that'd be pretty cool. Multi-phase fight, physical damage. Maybe he'd be able to change the amount of damage he did, or what kind of damage he did throughout the phases, make you bring both maybe a magic tank and a physical tank, both wanting the AoE tank at some point. Pretty cool. I like it. Kyros, the underwater, oh my god. The underworld, it's brawler. Pretty cool there. This one's Mater Celestis. I'm going to absolutely get destroyed pronouncing this one. I don't know what it is about this art. I really like it though for a boss for Final Fantasy. It's a space-faring monster with an insatiable appetite. So he's like, this is like the Galactus unicorn coming in to eat everything up. So let's see. Leaving destruction in her wake, Mater Celestis takes inspiration from seahorses, space, and bosses that summon lesser monsters. So she's gonna be summoning lesser monsters. You can see it there in the art. While she's constantly absorbing energy, Mater Celestis' stomach is not bottomless. If she consumes more energy than she can hold, she will release it all in one fiery blast reminiscent of a supernova. Great, and then we'll all just die. We're just dead. Great. With the energy she consumes, she births creatures called Celestial Fry. Fragile and docile, they will immediately begin eating and stockpiling energy for their own. Contrary to her name, Mater Celestis has no maternal attachment to her children and will not hesitate to eat them. Ooh, okay, so spawning ads like this reminds me of like Glacial Reborn, right? But what if she would spawn the ads and then later on, if you hadn't killed the ads at a certain point, she'll eat them and she'll get stronger, right? And if she eats too many ads, at some point she just kills you with the supernova. I could see that. That'd be really cool, right? Ads spawn up. They're kind of tanky. Maybe they don't do a lot of damage. Maybe they don't really attack at all because they say they're docile. But you have to like worry about either killing her or you need to kill the ads if you can't kill her. And then maybe she'll eat them, you know, once a turn or something. And if you don't, she'll just like use supernova. And you can make supernova like AoE Dispel, AoE Unresistible Death, and GG. You could do something like that. It'd be a pretty cool fight. It'd be a pretty unique design where you're fighting not to end the fight, you're fighting to not die. Cause she's out there, dude. She's a celestial seahorse, man. Look at that thing. So I could see that. This is one I'll probably end up voting for so far. I like them. I like a lot of them. The Necro Walker was inspired by a personal project that I made. Concept art of original Final Fantasy, but from Garland's perspective. Okay, so the Necro Walker boss. The Necro Walker is left of what is left of a very benevolent and wise black sage. Not a black mage, a black sage. He went even further beyond. He leveled up in FF1 and made it his life's goal to collect knowledge and power for the greater good. Unfortunately, his obsession and his thirst for new knowledge led him to madness, and it's his mind and body continue collecting anything and everything even after his demise. So he just keeps he's like magic incarnate for the most part. Was what it sounds like for the most part. Using his powerful magic, the Necro Walker collects all that crosses its path, whether it be the fallen warriors who attempted to defeat it, their belongings without care, or value that. Okay, so he's just like a really strong black mage. He reminds me of you know, like Emperor incarnate, right? Like Emperor from FF2 at his most powerful when he's a final boss in FF2 is what it reminds me of. So pretty cool boss. Probably has the mastery of all the elements in the game. I could see this being a very elemental focused trial, right? All 8 elements, non-elemental magic. Can use stuff maybe from like even like physical attacks, because it says it absorbs everything, not even just magic, right? Even fallen warriors who attempted to defeat it. So that sounds like it'd be a pretty in-depth boss that you could go ahead and try to fight there as well. Lots of design that you could flesh out for fighting stuff. Fighting stuff? Great, dude. Yeah, fighting stuff. That's what we're going with. Professional. Oh my goodness. Why are you even at this? Why are you still watching this video? All right, so Moss, the boss, the Mog Scare. If this isn't a Halloween boss, I haven't ever seen one before in my entire life. So this is the Mog Scare boss. An old farmer once bought a shiny pendant at the fair. So this is a witchcraft boss. This Halloween boss, dude. It's the Mog Scare. Is that supposed to be a Moogle? Is that supposed to be is that supposed to be a Moogle Scarecrow? Dude, I'll take a Moogle Scarecrow. If we get a Moogle Scarecrow in here. Wind and Earth are listening to his demonic whispering, so it'll be a Wind and Earth focused fight. Strength your mind, you might be frozen in angst at sheer sight. So, terror, petrify, I guess petrify, frozen, right? I guess if you're petrified or frozen. So, Wind Earth damage, petrification, Manipulate not only the living but the undead, so, or the dead, I guess, which would make them undead possibly. So you could have ads, charm possibly with manipulation, confusion charm, all that good stuff, all that fun stuff. So yeah, very not elemental focused trial because there's only 2. But it sounds like a very status ailment focused trial, right? Petrification, stop, charm, confusion, all that's fun mechanics. There are ways to make those mechanics more interesting. We've seen stuff recently where it's like we're gonna use this status effect, right? Where maybe we'll like dispel your immunity to that status effect, and then we're gonna target that one person with that status effect, right? Into like slot 3 or something like that. So they can do stuff like that to make that interesting. Mog Scare, I could see this for a Halloween boss. Pretty awesome. I like it a lot. Scarecrow, King Mog, dude. Who wants it? Who wants it? This is Sezeth Dark Legion. This boss just looks super awesome. Reminds me of what would happen if like FF10 Seymour, right? When that thing like merged with Seymour, right? Or something like Ansem in Kingdom Hearts 1, where you had like his big beefy darkness brother that would hang out and it's summon dude. So there's no information like lore to go off of here, but that's what it reminds me of, right? Like I definitely like a 2-for-1 fight, maybe something like the Jade Sissus, whatever it was called. I'm terrible with these Final Fantasy fan created names, man. I'm just a human, I'm just a guy. But you know, maybe you have to beat his big summoned fourth wall of protection guy here before you can damage him, and maybe the big guy does a bunch of physical damage once you get into the second phase of the fight, right? By destroying the big guy, you just have to destroy Sezeth here after you beat the Dark Legion, and he's like a magic damage character. So you could go ahead. This would be a cool boss design. It looks super awesome. Very well done. I like it a lot. Very cool designs on this stuff here. So if this stuff interests you, make sure you can go vote on it. I think you only vote on it in Facebook, whatever one you want to win. I don't think there's a limit in how many you can vote for, because I think all you do is you just leave a like or whatever. So I guess if you wanted all of them, all 5, you could upvote all 5 of them. But that's the same as not voting for any of them, because plus 1ing everything is the same as plus 0ing everything. So go ahead and vote for what you guys thought. Let me know which ones you thought out of these boss battles were the coolest in the comment section down below. I was gonna have a camera on today, but guess what? I went for a run yesterday and a bee stung me in the eye. Great, yeah. So ouch, no bright lights for me. Anyways, guys, if you want to see more stuff like this, if you want to vote on the actual characters themselves, you want to see a video about that, let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure you share this so people can get out there and vote for these characters, all that fun stuff. I'll leave a link to the Facebook page if you do want to do that. You don't have to be logged in or anything. I don't think. You can just leave a like, I'm pretty sure. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.